I'm not a music expert. I just like music. This is my thoughts on it. Vultures was released on February 9th, 2023. It is currently March 5th. The album has had about a month to kind of settle in, marinate, and I want to talk about it. So for those of you that don't know, Vultures is a Kanye and Ty Dollar collab album that has been in the projects for about a year. It finally released on February 9th, and we got a 16-track album, with one of them being eventually, after a couple days, taken off good. Parentheses, don't lie. I heard it about a couple times, wrote some notes, but I never heard the song after the first couple listens. So the theme of this album is really just Kanye talking about breaking free from whatever people think of him, from all the contracts, being independent, making everything his own, and saying fuck everyone that doesn't think he can do it. He came out, album charted at #1. The album is very well produced. I like all of the instruments and how they play in together. You can really tell, you can really hear that Kanye was in the studio really perfecting all of it, making sure that it all comes together nicely. First song off the track, Stars, starts with a nice choir opening. Kanye comes in floating, essentially talking about this is him, he is free. I rated Stars a 7.6 out of 10. It's not added to my playlist, but it is a good song. I do always start with that song when I do want to listen to the album entirely, so it's not like one of those intros that you just skip. And the second song leading off of Stars is Keys to My Life. That one is a more like personal song, kind of like a more R&B, like Brent Faiyaz inspired type of a feel is the best way that I can describe it. But he, I guess, opens up in this song, right, talking about his previous relationships, everything he did for them. He talks about, his past, being from Chicago. So I went ahead and gave this song a 6.5 out of 10. Again, not a bad song, not added to my playlist, but I do find myself listening to it all throughout without skipping it. Song number 3, Paid, starts off with a pretty good tempo, right? I really fuck with this song. I like the tempo of it. Kanye comes in, he has a good verse, and now I do give it a 7.5 out of 10. And song number 4, Talking, it's kind of like a half Northwest, half Kanye Ty Dollar album, with the first half starting off with North, who has an interesting beginning part, which I'm a little curious on whether Kanye came up with the idea and then gave it to North, or if North wanted the intro to sound like that. But if you haven't heard it, I do not, I cannot sing it all, but it pretty much goes like, you ain't want no problems, you just talking. Like it's someone screaming, like, you ain't want no problems, you just talking. The second half coming in, transitioned pretty much a beat switch to Ty Dollar singing, and then he raps. He actually raps, so it gives it a nice little verse. I'm a pretty big fan of it. This song is saved in my playlist. Kanye only really comes in towards the end when he's singing with the choir. Really good song. Kanye sings nicely, and I gave this song 7.9 out of 10. Now, just after Talking, we got one of my favorite songs off the album. We got Back to Me, which starts off with a little intro sampled off of a movie called Dogma, written by Kevin Smith. I like the way the sample was used in the instrumental. I like Kanye's part. I like everything about that song. It's really well produced. At first, when I first heard the beautiful big titty but naked women just don't fall out the sky, I thought it was a little corny the first couple times, but listening to it, understanding that it is meant to be like a high pitched kind of little part, like that, hearing it how it, like, that's how it's meant to be sound, like I can really appreciate it. I like a lot of what it does. Now, Back to Me has some Quavo ad-libs. Fucking crazy. Quavo's not on the song, but he has ad-libs on there, and they fit so perfectly with the song. It's kind of crazy to think that, like, Quavo was there in the studio, and then he didn't hop on the song, because obviously the song was probably finished. But I mean, shit, he was probably listening to it, freestyled some ad-libs. Kanye heard that shit. He's like, holy shit, that shit goes hard on the map. And I gave the song an 8.4. Coming off of Back to Me, we got Hood Rat, which is like a more slow, bass-heavy song. I like the way Kanye screams in that song, if you know what I'm talking about. I can't do it. I've tried. Don't really got too much to say about it. I got it at a 6.3 out of 10. It's a good song. Usually don't skip it when I listen to the album. Then we got Do It, which starts off with a little hook from Nipsey Hustle, who then comes in with a Ty Dollar verse, and then Kanye comes in pretty nicely. It's a pretty good song overall. I like the tempo of it, the beat. I gave it a 7 out of 10. It's not a bad song. Don't have it on my playlist though. It's almost there. Next up, we got Paperwork, which has a really good electric guitar. I fucking love that guitar. Quavo is doing good. Ooh, I should also mention, cut this back to me. Kanye does a really good part. Quavo comes in with the guitar. Ooh, it's just amazing. Amazing song. I gave it a 7.8 out of 10. It's on my playlist for sure. And there's nothing really bad to say about that song. It's just a good, nice song with a beautiful electric guitar. Then we got the white girl classic, I call it Burn. It has a nice little jumpy melody type vibey song. This song has a pretty familiar graduation type feel verse from Kanye, but it also has the like newer instrumental types that Vultures is going for. Ty Dollar comes in smoothly, really blends both the old school Kanye verse and the Vultures type sound, hold it all together really well. It's got a 7.5 out of 10 for me. Alright, these next couple songs can only be known as the trio. Bro, the three back-to-back, three of the best songs off the album that when I was listening to it for the first time, I didn't listen to no leaks. I didn't listen to the live performances. I waited till the album came out so I could hear it for the first time in my car. Yo, who the fuck put Alvin Chipmunk in this song, bro? This shit goes so fucking hard. Fuck some. Comes in with a nice little Tyler hook, then features Carti. Kanye comes in, a little sprinkle of Travis at the end, who goes so fucking crazy. Probably my favorite part, Travis. I gave it an 8.1 out of 10. It's on my playlist for sure. Leads in beautifully to the next song. Vultures. It was the first song to come out, kind of as like the preview song. I think it was the best one they could have shot. The song starts off with Bump J, I want to say, who starts off with the intro, leading into a little Durk verse, which goes really hard. Kanye comes in, really good Ty Dollar verse. Overall, good song. 7.8 out of 10. Can't go wrong with it, man. You already know what fucking time it is. If there was ever a time I wanted to feel like fucking Batman, holy shit, man. You got the choir coming in, the Inter Milan choir, which are famous for going to all these soccer games, literally cheering on. You have them, beautiful choir playing all throughout. You got made a Billy on the stove, pretty bitch with white toe. I haven't heard much of Rich the Kid. He comes in so hard with this verse. Then Ty Dollar comes in too. You got the guitar, the electric guitar leading into Kanye's verse, where Kanye talks about Elon Musk. He goes so hard. You got Carti doing ad-libs throughout. At the beginning of the intro really adds. And then you got a beautiful Carti verse. It's just crazy. Carti sounds so confident in his new sound. I love the way he pronounces all of the words at the end of each stanza. Bro, he's going fucking barnacles. Alright, so just doing a bit of research for the Vultures video right here. We got Kanye's Carnival music video pulled up. If you actually look at it, I'm going to play it super low and I'm going to try and talk over it the whole time. But if you listen closely, you can hear that there's like that wasn't there in the song. Yeah, so pretty much hopefully you can hear that, but there are like extra ad-libs put over Kanye's part. Shout out playboi carti. But yeah, that's something pretty interesting that I thought I would note. Music video came out a couple days after the album and they added it. Yeah, pretty cool. This song, 9 out of 10 for sure, added it to my playlist. And after the 3-part saga, we're left with Calmness, which is where Beg Forgiveness starts. It's a more drum heavy. It has a 2 minute 45-second intro before Kanye comes on. Very good Kanye verse, I will say. The only thing is that this song does take over 2.5 minutes to start, and I like it. You can tell that the beat, the instrumentals are slowly coming together and advancing, but it's just too long, man. Like, I have this song right now. It's at a 6.5 out of 10. I think it easily could have been 7.5 if the intro would have been cut like a minute shorter. I think that's the only really thing I have to say about that song. Song number 14, we got Good, parentheses, Don't Lie. Don't know much about this song. Like I said, kind of in the intro, they took it off of streaming platforms whenever the first week of Vultures came out. Don't really got many notes on it here. I pretty much just write, has wonderful vocals and a nice jumpy beat. All these descriptions that I have for the album are going to be in the description of the YouTube video. Second to last song of the whole album, you got Problematic, which has a first half kind of utopia vibe with the little, only way I can describe it is like the little baby voice. And you got Travis coming in. He does amazing on the song. It leads into a good Kanye verse. Like I said, the first half, you can really hear like the utopia type of instrumentals that were used, and it transitions into more Kanye type verse, and it's a really good song. Another personal favorite of mine. Give it an 8 out of 10. It also leads perfectly into the outro song, which is King, right? King is kind of like Stars, I would say personally, one of the only songs that really speaks a message. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of the other songs are just good songs that, I mean, they do have their own, right, like, messages, but I think this is one of the ones that are like the storytelling songs, you know? Like, you got Kanye talking about pretty much being like, hey, they call me crazy, bipolar, anti-Semite, and I'm still the king, you know? He doesn't really care what people think. He's gonna do his own shit. I like the little influence from Travis Scott in that song, you know? He doesn't have like a full feature, but he does help out with a bit of the production in it, you can tell. And it's a good outro song, 7.6 out of 10. Alright, so final thoughts on the album. It's got a 7.1 out of 10 as an overall rating. Personally, I'd give this album closer to a 7.6 out of 10. But I guess looking into each song individually kind of plays different. But I think Kanye, he just, you know, he did it again. He made a good album. He talked this shit. And there really isn't much to say other than that. I mean, those are my ratings. Those are my thoughts on the albums. Take it how you will. It's just my opinion. Hope y'all enjoyed at least. See y'all later.